My name is Kash Fedie, CEO, founder of Fadaie Insurance. Fadaie Insurance gave me everything I could ever dream for. And fundamentally, what I do is I help entrepreneurs become insurance agency brokers succeed in the insurance. Now, I do that with the Fadaie franchise. What if you bought a franchise where you have mitigated most of the risk? I have a key formula, and I've distilled all of the things that do work, and that today is the Fadaie franchise opportunity, which I am offering on this podcast. This podcast is designed for me to have discussions about it. And I know it's the least sexiest subject, but I endeavor to bring fun and heart-centeredness into the insurance space. I'm here to speak about that on this podcast, to discuss it, the subtleties of the business. I call it chewing the cud. Talk about it, and we'll have some incredible guests that will come who can also provide some rebuttal and challenge, grit, tenacity, positivity, and growing. I'd love to speak with you. Don't hesitate in contacting me and perhaps discovering if this is an opportunity that would fit for what you have in mind this year. So let's jump into this week's episode. And we're live again. This is going to be an incredible episode.
Yes.
We're going to go into things that you know, whoever's listening and watching, you wouldn't think you would hear from an Fadaie Insurance franchise podcast.
Very true.
Because our approach to insurance differs. It's multi-dimensional, metaphysical in some ways, because we're, we approach this business, as I said in many of my other forums, we approach it in a more holistic way.
Definitely.
So what we're going to dive into today is going to be deep, calling onto deep. So whoever's listening, you were brought here for a reason. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for everything. And so it behooves you to double click into that reason and listen up to this conversation. And we hope that it evokes creativity and dynamism for you. Today is special because we have Jaimee Fedie. Jaimee is my spouse, my wife of almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
Right?
Next year.
And interestingly, I started my franchise. Well, actually, I did. When I first started in this business, after I worked for Allstate, I decided I wanted to become an independent insurance broker. And I started with a franchise, not Fadaie franchise.
Yeah.
It was called Brooke franchise.
I remember that.
I started that in what year?
2005.
2005. And I did very well. I came from a car business background, real estate background. I had several businesses. My first business was in St. Petersburg, Florida, cutting lawns.
Yep.
And so anyways, I've been in business all my life, but I started this franchise, did very well. And soon after, I meet Jaimee.
Yes.
And so here's the synchronicity. The anomaly is Jaimee's father was, at the time, a broker, insurance broker for how many years?
40 years.
40 years.
Yeah.
So talk about synchronicity, talk about serendipity, right?
Yeah.
And we met, I was just going to my usual Starbucks. It was the summer of 2007. And I stopped into this other Starbucks, which is where Jaimee was a barista.
Yeah.
And because it was hot, I ordered an iced coffee. That required my name. My name was, people called me Kasha at the time. Kash, Kasha. My original name is Khashayar. But that started a conversation, and 7 months later, we got married.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that happened, we started working the
business together.
Yeah, Brooke Insurance. And then Brooke went out of business, the franchisor did, in 2009, as you recall.
2008, actually. It was September 2008. I remember exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was during the recession.
Yeah.
Which proves that in 2009, we established Fadaie Insurance Services, Inc.,
Yes.
and we grew out of that recession,
Yeah.
which is a testament to the insurance industry itself.
Yeah.
That regardless of what's happening, uncertainty and things that happened in 2008 and 9, and then of course COVID happened, each sort of recession we grew.
We learned a lot in each recession,
But
or
people,
each, circumstance.
right? Of course.
I wouldn't call COVID a recession. It was just what it was.
Well, I mean, it was a pandemic,
Yeah.
so people were, the economy changed,
Yeah.
right? Things became
Totally. Because, and we were fortunate because we had already invested in a cloud server right before, like the year before COVID.
Okay.
Right. And a lot of agencies didn't make it because of all the orders. We were in California at the time. Nobody was going into work. There was a lot of panic. There was a lot of uncertainty. And because we had invested in the cloud server prior to COVID, we were able to fare that time and actually grow through it.
right. But people didn't stop buying insurance.
They bought more insurance actually
Right.
because
So-
they were scared.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to illuminate.
Yeah.
Is that this industry is different, where you might not buy a house,
Right.
you might slow down on other things like buying a car, you might slow down on vacationing,
Yeah.
but you can't slow down with insurance. In fact, you buy more insurance, you double up on certainty.
A lot of people were buying life insurance during COVID because they were scared.
Right. And so, anyways, that's what we did as far as those times. But that's how we got together. And Jaimee, you've traditionally been the numbers person, and I've been on the operations side. And that's kind of how we've
Yeah.
expanded over these past 2 decades. How do you do that, right? And that's people that are listening right now, they're probably thinking, there's no way I could work with my spouse.
Yeah. People say that. They ask me all the time.
Wouldn't you say that's the predominant
Yeah, most
consensus?
people are surprised, especially because we've been doing it for almost 20 years. But I tell them it's like dancing, right? Like when you have a partner and you're dancing, you really just have to find the rhythm and the strength of the partner and honor them in what they're strong in and find your own strength so that there's this like flow that happens, right? And so I think that's what you and I have done, albeit we probably stepped on each other's toes many times, but we've learned how to kind of like move with the rhythm of the business and really play to each other's strengths so that we can support each other.
Right. And that sounds easy, but it's not.
No, it's not.
It takes a lot of emotional intelligence.
Yeah,
And it goes back down to spirituality, I think.
Definitely.
The metaphysical. And speaking of metaphysical, I want to start this episode with something controversial.
okay.
Because why not? I want to talk about Iran.
Okay.
I want to talk about the U.S.
Okay.
And I want to talk about Israel
Wow.
without getting into any tribalism. I'm just going to make an observation. We're going to have a talk, and then we're going to tie it into the insurance business. And we talked about metaphysical a little
Yes.
bit. So as I said in my first episode, my approach to insurance is wildly different. You know,
Always has been.
I come into this as a spiritual aspirant,
Yes.
first and foremost, / householder, married man, father. I'm here not in a recluse form. I'm in here integrated in society. How do I balance these worlds? So my approach is different. So I look at things from a metaphysical / spiritual perspective. So right now, what would you say is the dominant rule of this planet, Jaimee?
The dominant rule.
Yeah, what is ruling this planet right now?
Chaos.
Chaos. Fear.
Fear. Yeah. I think the root of it is fear. Chaos is just a manifestation of fear.
Right. So the root of it is fear. I'd like to go deeper now with that. So where's the fear? And so here's what, because look, the Israelis, they have their belief
Right.
on the issue.
What they think is right.
Right.
Yeah.
The Iranians, they have the Iranian regime
Right.
has their belief. The Americans have their belief. Everybody has a belief. And based on that belief system,
Right.
they feel they're righteous to kill. But their moral religions don't teach that,
Right.
right?
It's something that they came to a conclusion on their own.
It's based on a belief system, an interpretation of a belief system, isn't
Right.
it? Now, I'm not taking sides. I'm just making an observation.
Well, it's throughout history. If you look at the history of the Christian church, it's the same thing. Different denominations, different factions, different splits of the church, Roman Catholic, Lutheran, you name it.
So I'm going to give you my opinion on why that is. Because, the Jews are waiting for their Messiah to come. The Christians are saying the Messiah already came, but we need to...
But he's going to return.
He's going to return. And the Muslims think the same. Jesus is going to come with Mahdi, the hidden imam, right?
Right.
So everybody's...
Waiting for something.
And they think they're right. And they're doing it it's a righteous thing that they're doing. So
Right.
what do you have here? You have basically high entropy, disorder.
Yeah.
And we're going to introduce this word entropy. Entropy is the measure of disorder. Okay? So when we lower entropy, we have more order. Okay? So if you have bits in computer science, you have bits. If those bits are ordered, you have information that's valuable. You can build on that, right?
And it's channels and pathways. Yeah.
So here's my opinion. And we'll tie this into insurance.
I'm curious.
But my opinion is that the master of these traditions, the guru, the master, the prophet, the enlightened ones, they come to this place of knowing, not belief. They come into a place of knowing
Right.
because they have a direct experience of knowing. And they start to talk about that knowledge is within. The kingdom of heaven is within.
Right.
If you look at the silver lining of all the traditions and the faiths, if you look at the common thread,
Right.
is that this knowing, this direct experience is within. It's not an outside job. It's an inside job. So now let's look at science. What's the prevailing thought of science today? I'm going to get to, because you said fear. Okay, so
Yes.
what causes this fear versus non-fear? So
Well, perfect love is the opposite of fear.
perfect love is opposite of fear. So the prevailing thought in science today, which I believe creates a lack of perfect love, fear, is materialism.
100%.
It's the idea that there's scarcity.
Right. And it's wholly external. Completely. Everything
Right.
is external.
Right. So here,
So if you don't have that external thing, you're never satisfied.
never satisfied.
And even when you have that, you still won't be satisfied because there's always something more because of scarcity.
Because of scarcity. It's the essence of scarcity is always something that you're chasing that you never get.
Yeah.
That's the prevailing thought of science, materialism, which is erroneous.
Are you talking about Darwinian theory?
No, I'm talking about the fact that when you probe into matter,
Oh, yes.
what do you find when you get to the very, very smallest component of matter? You don't find matter.
That's true.
Quantum mechanics is an older science now. It's not that, and we go beyond Newtonian science.
Yeah.
And what do you find there? you don't find matter. There isn't anything solid in solidity. What you find beyond the Planck scale, we take these instruments and we go further into matter, thinking we're going to find some stuff, right?
Yeah.
What do you find? Probabilities. So that means that there is only information. This reality is information-based.
Right.
So the masters are saying, the gurus, the masters, the teachers are saying, go within.
That's where all the answers are.
The answers are there. You can have a direct experience of this infinite bliss, perfect love, which casts out all fear, right? In religious language.
Yeah.
Masters are saying, do what I did. You can do more than this.
Well, that's what Jesus himself said. These things you shall do, and then more.
So what's lacking in society, I think, is this direct experience of love that happens to be, we are that.
Well, how are you supposed to do that if you're polarized? Like you were saying, they all think they're right. So group A thinks they're right, group B thinks they're right, group C thinks they're right. The only problem is their rightness hinges on someone else being wrong, which creates discord.
And this is my segue into the insurance part of it.
Yeah.
So you take one individual who has the direct experience. That individual wakes up. They're all over the world. Unfortunately, not as many yet. But these individuals who wake up, they break out of the matrix.
Neo.
They have this direct experience, which is
Yeah.
bliss, which is supreme joy, which is infinite peace. The peace that surpasses understanding. Now, in the Vedic tradition, they call it samadhi. In the Buddhist tradition, they call it nirvana, right? In the Sufi tradition, they call it fana. There's many names for the same thing. There's this experience that happens physiologically. The nervous system has a lot to do with that.
Yes.
It needs to be refined. But eventually the person wakes up and that person happens to be an insurance broker, for example, and says, okay, well, how do I change? Because my vibration has changed.
Yes.
What am I here to do? Shed light. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my story. In terms of why I do what I do is because my first goal is to shine light on earth. Because I believe that if you can vibrate, it's a matter of vibration. If you can experience this and stabilize this experience of pure bliss, which is inside, then you vibrate it out.
Yeah. And that's now proven by science too. Heart Math Institute did a study on the heart. The actual electromagnetic frequency of the heart can go up to 5 feet outside of your body. So imagine you're in a room full of people. You're not even 5 feet from someone, but you can still affect their day without saying a word. If you're synced and vibrationally in tune, just by being there, you can affect someone else. It's a butterfly effect, just ripple by ripple by ripple. And it's all proven by science now. It's not all this like woo-woo stuff. We have all of the metrics, all of the data, which I think is beautiful because it takes it away from what, like you were saying, it takes it away from that polarized opinion, right? Like of, oh, I'm Sufi, I'm Christian, I'm Catholic, I'm this, I'm that. They're all these like what I call tribal, right? Like it's the oldest thing in the book. People, I'm from this tribe, you're from that tribe, therefore we're enemies. But that takes it all away because we're all the same thing.
We're all one.
We're all one.
Yeah.
We're all people. And we all have hearts and we all want peace and we all want our families to be fed and happy and healthy, right? So what's beautiful about modern day science and what has been happening, and back to the podcast that we've been listening to for 5-10 years, is that it just reveals what we've already known intuitively, right? Like we understand that our vibration, like way back when you would get made fun of, oh, that guy has good vibes, like, oh, he's just a hippie smoking in the corner or something. Don't listen to him. But no, it's real. Like and even the studies they did on trees, how trees are alive and give off vibrations as well. There's so much science out there, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, this double slit experiment, look it up, 50s, 60s or something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's obvious that objects change their behavior
Yes.
by the mere intention and attention.
Yes.
So life is very much an algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
So the law of attraction, which was becoming so popular,
Yeah.
it's not what you manipulate.
Yeah. A lot of people misunderstand that.
It's what you are.
Yeah.
And what you are is an inner job. You have to get to realize who you are, and what you end up having to go through to realize that causes a purification process.
Yeah.
Where you let go of trauma and fear and stress, which are cloaking your real you.
Yeah. Well, it's a protection mechanism because most people are afraid to be themselves.
It's scary.
So they put on these, like you say, cloak or mask or whatever you want to call it, but they're afraid to be themselves because of experiences in their past. So as a child, they were made fun of or whatever it is. And so that fear is based on some sort of belief system or some sort of story that they told themselves at some point in their life. And that story is then validated by their experience because that's their perspective. But once your perspective changes, everything changes.
Exactly.
So that's what people don't understand about the law of attraction. They think it's like some people think it's taboo and think it's some sort of like new age thing. But really, like you said, it's like the double slit experiment. It's where your energy goes, or what is it? What's the saying you said?
Where your focus goes, your energy goes.
Yeah, energy flows and grows.
So let's tie it back to belief systems again. Let's go back to the tribes.
Yeah.
The Israelis, the Americans, the so-and-sos, right? The Iranians. Everything's predicated on belief systems.
Mm-hmm.
And these belief systems create thoughts.
Yeah.
These thoughts become belief systems, then these belief systems become your personality, which is your personal reality.
As Joe Dispenza says.
Right. So your personal reality is a self-fulfilling prophecy based on your belief systems.
Correct.
Now, where do those belief systems come from? They come from a tradition that's passed down.
Right.
Because nobody's willing to think for themselves.
Right.
You see?
Yeah. And that goes from familial, religious, it can be
generational.
The culture you come from.
Generational.
Yeah. But the generational really just comes from all of those things, right?
I mean, even DNA.
Oh, yeah.
It's passed down sometimes.
Definitely.
Right? So that's the contrast. Is there's the direct experience, which is Neo coming out, breaking through.
Right.
That requires courage. That requires breaking out and finding who you are, and then realizing I'm just a piece of consciousness, part of the larger consciousness system.
Yeah.
I'm using scientific language now. God is such a loaded word nowadays, right?
Yeah, people are triggered by it because they have a story that goes with it.
Call it
some sort of connotation.
Call it what you want. Let's call it the larger consciousness system.
Yeah. It really doesn't matter because every culture has a different name.
Right. So tying it back again into insurance is that what's neat about the Fadaie franchise insurance opportunity is that I've been able to run my spiritual evolution, if you will, perfectly well by using insurance as a simulation. So one of the traits of knowing yourself, direct experience, like the Jesus thing, right, is that there's two fruits. Let's discuss that real quick. The lack and limited materialistic point of view says we have too many people on earth.
Right.
We've got to, there's scarcity. We have to go to war.
Right.
They're evil.
It's either theirs or mine.
Right.
Yeah.
That mentality is called service to self. Me. They're bad. I'm good. I'm the chosen one. See this?
Yeah.
We're the chosen people.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thinks that. So if you look at the Abrahamic faiths,
Traditions.
it's embedded in that, right?
Right.
The direct experience is service to others. Because it's like, there is no lack. It's unlimited. I am unlimited. I am part of something that is unlimited. There is no death.
Right.
So this is the awareness that you can come to when you stabilize that connection with the divine that's within you. As the nervous system and the physiology become more purified, less fear, the person wakes up to, it's so beautiful. Life is beautiful. And they start to have this peace that surpasses understanding, and they come to a place of service. I'm here to serve. And that is what the insurance business has done for us.
Yeah.
Is that, we don't have to give up our life on earth as a father, a mother, husband, wife. We're running this incredible business, which is recession-proof, immune to economic fluctuations because people can't part with it, true residual income, pure flexibility, a key proven system, but we use it as a simulation to serve others.
Yeah.
And thus creating pain, problems, more complexity to then overcome that.
Well, it's definitely a teacher. I always tell people that, ask me, being an entrepreneur is one of the biggest spiritual lessons I've ever had, because it takes you to the end of yourself. It takes you to the end of what you think you can do, and then you figure out that you can do more. So it's always like this never-ending evolution if you approach it that way, right? And because an entrepreneur, you don't have a boss, you don't have someone telling you what to do, you don't have, quote unquote, a steady paycheck per se, right? You're constantly having to evolve, having to change as economies change, as systems change, as things change over time. You then have to yourself evolve spiritually in order to, like you said, improve your nervous system and not live in fear, so that you're able to step up to the plate, right? And find, maybe hire someone new or find the help or whatever it is that you need to get to that next level.
It's like a marriage.
Yes.
It's like having kids,
yes.
right? Because it's love-based. You want to make that work.
Yeah.
You decide, that's my destiny. I'm here.
Yeah.
And then challenges come. People run away from those challenges, but those challenges are part of the deal.
Yeah.
Those are just graceful messages from the divine requesting for you to make changes.
It's almost like, what's that old movie? Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what movie that was from, but I think of that sometimes. It's like, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is XYZ. And you're going, wow, God, like, where am I right now that this is my next step?
Right.
And then you just have to dig really deep and figure it out, right? And that's the journey of an entrepreneur.
And so let me talk about it from scientific terminology as well.
Yeah.
Because we have a large audience of all sorts of people listening.
True. That's true.
And watching. From the scientific point of view, it goes back to logic. Spirituality is very logical. I'm very logical. So my approach is that, you lower your entropy. So the business is going to create complexity, problems. Those problems now will be looked at differently because you're more aware of things you weren't aware of before, because you've become more directly experienced with this love that you are. And you look at what you used to look at as a foe is a friend. Because this is my next
challenge. Yeah.
So I get to lower entropy.
It's almost like working out too.
Yeah. So what does it mean by lowering entropy? Well, I might have to change my diet.
Yeah. That's a big one.
I may not, I may need to scrutinize what I eat, when I eat, what time I stop eating. I need to change my sleep patterns. I need to have better sleep. Exercise is important. And so the process of evolution,
Yeah.
human evolution, is already baked into the experience. We don't have to run away from it. So with the insurance business, that has been our modus operandi.
Yeah.
How do we grow as human beings and evolve, lower our entropy, create more order, more organization, become better in the way we speak, in our relationships with our children, with our clients, with our carriers, with our agents, with our CSRs, and now with our franchisees.
Yeah.
Right? So right now we're signaling to the world through the airwaves, we're ready to now expand, help others with this opportunity that is not just you're buying an asset to make wealth happen, which you will,
Right.
but wealth is multifaceted in our book. What's wealth for us?
Peace.
Spiritual wealth, mental wealth, physical wealth,
That's a big one.
emotional.
Because that physical wealth, if you don't have that piece, it affects all the other pieces. Because if you're constantly, speaking from experience, if you're constantly in pain and not doing anything about it, it can make you miserable. And then it leaks into all the other areas of your life.
So let's spend the next section of our discussion about how that leaks into your insurance practice. If you don't have, because you'll go to different channels and you'll talk to different insurance experts.
Yeah.
And they're going to deal with the strategy on a more grosser level.
Right. Just the business, nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But motivation can only go so far.
You have to create energy in your body in order to be able to sustain yourself in this business.
Right.
Period.
So we need to go to the level of, this is a metaphor, we need to go to the level of beyond the root of the tree, on the level of the sap.
Yeah.
We need to go way, way. So Fadaie's holistic approach, you've heard this before. What do we mean by that? We mean we approach this practice from a extremely energetic level. It's the electromagnetic energetic signature of the agent that completely shifts the trajectory of what they're doing, where they're going, who they are.
100%.
So if you're an agent in this business and you want to affect your bottom line, you can make the argument that, I got to get better, I got to learn AI. Okay. Or I got to find a better way to generate leads. Okay. You could talk about those. Those are grosser level things. Or
But they're not foundational.
They're not foundational. Consciousness is foundational. Just like in we talked about physics. Matter is not foundational.
Right.
What's foundational? Consciousness is foundational.
Right. Possibility.
Fundamental. Probabilities. So life is an information system. It's computed. This is a computer system. This is a virtual reality. These are our avatars.
Yeah.
We all have avatars. But there's a larger consciousness, a higher self if you want. She's the one playing the video game.
Is that why we make it so interesting?
And there's rule sets. That's called physics. So it's a matter of consciousness. So Fadaie Insurance franchise is a consciousness-based endeavor.
Right.
So when you
holistic.
that's right. So if you pull into, let's say you go and you leverage, which any good investor should. You should leverage if you have the ability to understand that I need to invest in an asset.
Yeah.
We're congruent on that, right? Building wealth, financial wealth has to do with investing in assets, right?
100%.
So we agree on that. Then it's like, which asset? Well, there's many assets. I think buying a business is the fastest way to wealth.
Right. Well, especially when you have support.
A proven system, service support,
Yeah.
lead gen, leadership,
Marketing.
training,
I mean, all of it.
marketing.
Turnkey.
So we're saying beyond buying, we agree in buying assets as a means to creating monetary wealth. We agree that that doing it in an industry, insurance industry, which has a lot of features like the recession-proof,
Yeah.
true residual income, and then even further than that, transcending that, a franchise asset. Why is that important? It mitigates
Because it shortens their launch time.
collapses time.
Collapses a ton of time. You don't have to figure out how you're going to market, how you're going to get leads, what system are you going to use to make sure you're keeping track of all your clients? Are you compliant? Do you have your licensing in order? Like all those things. It's a lot. It's a lot of details, but we take care of all of that. So
We took 20 years, and the distillation of that
yes,
is what the Fadaie franchise formula is.
yeah,
But what we're saying is, beyond that, when you come in, you're part of an ecosystem. This goes back to the metaphysical again. When you go into an ecosystem of a company, notice the word company. Hey, who'd you have for company last night?
yeah,
Your association is your company, right?
yeah,
When you plug into a company, you're in their ecosystem. And what is their ecosystem? Their ecosystem has an ethos. And that's what you get with Fadaie Insurance. It's an ethos of consciousness-based driven growth, which surpasses or transcends just monetary.
yeah,
Monetary is materialism. Consciousness-based is beyond that. It's monetary, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical,
yes,
familial. We're saying we can create true wealth, not just become rich. We can
not worth it just to become rich.
No. And we want to build legacy.
Yes.
And that's why we're in the service to others mode and saying, okay, we were lucky and graced and blessed to make it. Now, what do we want to do? We want to revolutionize the insurance space, the insurance retail broker space. That's what we are. We're insurance brokers / agents, and we're in the retail portion of it. That means we sell to the consumer, to the policyholder, to the insured.
Right.
We want to revolutionize that because why? We feel the independent broker model that we herald gives the American consumer the best advantage when it comes to insurance.
100%. Yeah. Especially right now, the market, the way that it is, with all the changes that have happened.
A lot of changes happen geopolitically, tariffs, economy.
Yeah. Well, California, the insurance market in California has gone through a lot, but we still have markets.
It's called the hard market for those who are listening.
Yeah.
There's soft market. Soft market means a lot of supply is in the land. A lot of people, a lot of carriers are hungry for your business.
Yeah.
Well, when economic turmoil happens, supply gets low. The carriers are skittish.
Yeah.
That creates a hard market.
Right.
The demand is high right now for insurance.
Very.
Who is going to weather that storm? An independent agent model or a captive exclusive model?
Meaning like a State Farm or an Allstate.
Right.
Yeah.
The captive exclusive model, for those who are listening, insurance carriers distribute their contracts, their policies,
Yeah.
through two main channels. Actually, there's three channels.
Yeah.
There's the independent model, independent broker model. That's what Fadaie franchise is. There's the captive model, captive to that one insurer, which we talked about, State Farm, Farmers, Allstate. And then there's the direct to consumer model. So the same carrier chooses through their own prerogative to sell directly to the client.
Yeah.
There's three main models.
Yes.
But when the hard market happens, as we are witnessing right now, ever since quantitative easing,
Yes.
there's been natural disasters.
Yes.
Insurance carriers have lost a lot.
Billions.
So they pulled out. It's a hard market. But in this circumstance, who's doing better? Who's going to have an advantage?
Brokers, for sure.
Brokers.
We have more options.
They have more options.
We have 500 carriers.
So when there's a shortage of supply, which is carriers willing to underwrite business, then demand is high because you still have to have insurance. This is what I keep saying about not being able to part with insurance.
Yeah.
So you still have to have insurance. So where are you going to get it? Well, State Farm is non-renewing me. Nobody else will take it, and it's absorbently high. So you go to a broker. You talk to a Fadaie franchisee. They'll come, and they'll be on our dojo. Do you know? Tell people what our dojo is, because that's part of one of the components.
Yeah.
There's 7 components to our Fadaie franchise.
Yes.
One of them is legendary support and training, and we call it a dojo.
Yeah. So we have a Zoom that's open basically all day. And our agents will hang out on the Zoom and ask questions, help each other. And then Kash is, of course, on there as well if there's underwriting questions or if there's a risk that they're just not sure where to place it. Meaning, like, for those of you who don't know, if it's like a contractor, for example, who, I don't know, uses cast iron or builds fences or something like that, let's say. And a lot of carriers don't like welding. They don't like hot tools. That's too risky for them. So they might want to put it in a different, category. And so Kash would be on there being like, okay, well, maybe this carrier, or try this, or try that. Let's do it this way. So he's there in the dojo, basically teaching all of the agents how the industry works, how to place a quote, how to use the system. We have a lot of technology, a lot of AI. And so because we're leveraging all of that, there is a little bit of a learning curve. So we have onboarding and training, but we also have live everyday practice, which is why we call it the dojo.
Right. Because you come in there and you have complexity and you need to evolve your practice quickly, because the motto for Fadaie Insurance is collapse time.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Time is your most precious commodity. Time is your capital. So how do we collapse time? By practicing and evolving, becoming more adept, more proficient.
Right.
The dojo is there in real time, situational cases where the individual has that sort of question, query. We want to land that answer quickly because there's an adhesion period. And once we landed there, the franchisee now owns that, and now they're better.
Adhesion period, meaning they'll learn it more readily because they have it right in front of them and they're trying to sell the policy.
Right.
Yeah.
It's adhesive
Yeah.
to their consciousness.
Versus like going through a webinar or like sitting through training and not having any sort of
Or like
application for it.
Or like I'm not, no offense to anybody listening, but I don't like manuals.
Like reading a manual.
That confuses me even more. Like it's irritating for some people.
The way that you learn. Yeah.
The way I learn is, hey,
hands-on.
I got this issue. How do we deal with it now? And
yeah.
So that's what Fadaie promises is one of the components. But who has a better advantage? It's the franchisee that is independent.
Well, because when you did it in the beginning, you didn't have anyone.
No.
You were calling the carriers.
I was calling the 800 number and
trying to figure out who's going to take this.
A lot of faking it till you make it too.
Yes.
Right? And finding the answers later. you know?
Yeah.
So I did it the hard way, but that was my destiny. That's the way I was supposed to. It was supposed to be this way.
You learned a lot that way.
Right. Now my goal and my job is to help people not have to go through that because time is precious.
Well, it collapses time. What took you maybe, let's say 10 or 15 years could take a franchisee half that time.
Absolutely. Our payback period, for those who are listening, who are interested, we can send you a one-page snapshot of the Fadaie franchise offer. The payback period is 1.5 years. That's insane.
Yeah.
Did you know, what's the statistic? I wish we had a Jaimee, like Joe Rogan. Look this up, right? The statistic of folks starting a business and failing,
Oh, it's high.
it's very high.
I want to say I don't know off the top of my head. I want to say it's around 60 to 80%.
And that's the first year.
Yeah.
Then 3 years, it's another crazy statistic. It's
Oh, yeah.
It's like, especially insurance. It's such a
It's very complex.
the fail rate is high
Yeah.
because it's there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
So the Fadaie franchise is the antidote to that. You invest $100,000, and in 1.5 years, you have your principal back.
And then some, depending on how much
Oh yeah, and then here's the
you
thing:
put into it.
it's the compound effect.
Oh, yeah.
Because the second year, those
Residual.
let's unpack that for people
Yeah.
listening. So look again. Let me break this down. When you sell an insurance policy, it has a term, a length of life, 6 months,
1 year policy, 6 months.
6 months, 12 months.
Yeah.
When you, the franchisee, persuade the person to buy because you're service to others, it's your spiritual practice. They fall in love with you. They're happy. They feel, oh, I trust them. They give me peace of mind. I have a policy. My assets are protected. In 6 months from now, should that have a 6-month term, a new commission comes in, doesn't it?
Yeah. On renewal. Yeah.
But the franchisee doesn't have to work again for that renewal.
Right.
Their time is only spent on the inception period, the start when you first sell it.
Right. Unless there's an issue of some sort, but that's very rare.
No. Because remember, the issue, for those who are listening, the issue, when you say issue, let's unpack that.
Yeah.
If there's service work,
True.
the franchisee doesn't have to deal with that. We have a service, that's part of the deal. We have a service team that handles all the service. What kind of service am I talking about? Let's just take a
Billing issues, payment issues.
claim,
Adding a driver.
adding a driver,
taking a vehicle off if you
evidence of
sold it.
insurance. So the
Certificate if you have a business.
So the franchisee's in the forward position, metaphor of soccer, playing offense. We have the defensive lineup. Okay? So now back to compounding. So now let's say you have 5,000 policies. You've amassed that much. What you should be asking, well, what's your retention rate? What's our retention rate? 88%?
That's an average. Yeah.
88 to 90%.
Yeah. It's a bit higher for us.
So because we're independent brokers.
Yeah.
So imagine every month now, because you sold policies at various times of the year in the past, let's say 5 years, you have 5,000 policies. Every month, your renewal book is manifesting.
Right.
It's sending another commission.
Yeah. It's like a base. I call it a base income, renewal base.
And the service department is servicing those clients, reflecting well on you, so that the retention is ironclad.
Well, and so you can sell more. And
So you can sell more.
Build it bigger.
So the majority of those clients, you don't have to touch for another 10 years. They just stay on the books. Some, however, a smaller portion, they'll reach out to our service department and say, hey, my rate's too high.
Yeah.
What happens then?
Shop it.
We send that to the franchisee to rewrite it.
Yeah.
So that way you're touching the client and said, oh, yeah, so-and-so carrier increased your rate, no problem. I have 8 more companies.
Mm-hmm.
When the insured sees the earnest desire to serve and their due diligence of the broker, the franchisee,
Yeah.
they stay. Like, you're a one-person shop. I don't have to go anywhere else. But that's how the compounding makes this business different than any other business out there. You can't say that about real estate. You can't say that about
That's true.
pizzeria.
You have to keep selling in order to have an income at all versus having a base income
Yes.
and then keep building off of that. So like I call it the snowball effect. With snowball rolling down the hill, it keeps accumulating more and more.
The more mass
Exactly.
it picks up,
Yeah.
the more mass it picks up,
Yes.
right? The more mass
It's like compound interest.
compound interest.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to really drive home about this franchise opportunity that is set apart than any other business. I believe that the Fadaie franchise insurance broker opportunity is the best investment you can make if you're looking to scale and create financial freedom.
Definitely.
But it's not for everybody.
No, it takes a lot of grit. It takes a lot of tenacity.
It takes a lot. It takes a mindset. It takes emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Work ethic.
Yeah.
You have to be an entrepreneur. It's not an.
You have to have the vision for it.
You have to have the vision. You have to be clear on who you are, and that goes back to consciousness.
Right.
So we award franchises.
Yeah.
We don't want to give these. Even though we could just give them out to anybody and just but we don't want to do that because our reputation is a legacy-based reputation. We want to make sure that the right individual can thrive in this environment, and
and who sees the vision, as you said, we're the people that we work with, the people that are part of Fedie. We're all in it together. We're all a team. And so when you bring someone on, you want them to be a team player, regardless of whether or not, they obviously are an owner, but they're also part of a team. And so the team aspect is huge with Fedie because that's how we create that dynamic, right? Mm-hmm. Like that family sort of feel where we're all in this together. We're all working together.
And we want to write clean business. What do I mean by clean business?
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, that's just a term we use in the insurance business, but for our audience, an agent franchisee is not just a salesperson.
Right.
You're a field underwriter. You're part of the underwriting team that the insurance carrier is commissioning you. Mm. You have an appointment by the insurance company, and they're commissioning you to underwrite for them in the field.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to unpack that.
Right.
Your job isn't just to sell.
No. That'd be the worst thing to do.
We do want to sell. Heck yeah.
Not
but
just to sell.
There's 3 layers to a broker's position. Mm-hmm. There is 1/3 goes to making sure that the business you're writing fits the appetite of the respective carrier.
Right.
Because they trust you. It's based on trust.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you're detecting and investigating that risk. Make sure it fits.
Because why? Explain, because some people wouldn't understand that.
Because you're trusted to then key in the information of that risk profile. If something is omitted because you want to just sell, then the premium charged for that risk is erroneous. Mm. In other words...
Well, and you could be leaving the client
vulnerable.
At vulnerable and at risk as well. Because if you hide something from the insurance company, they could come back and say, well, you never disclosed that.
Yeah.
We're not going to cover it.
Right.
Too bad for you.
And this is why getting appointments, carrier representation is so hard.
And that's why insurance has a bad name, because there's a lot of insurance
Right.
broker or agents or rather out there that just want to write business, but they don't write it properly.
Right.
And so people don't get their claims covered.
Because of a lack of experience.
Exactly.
That's what Fadaie franchise brings you 20 plus years of experience. So you don't make those mistakes and pitfalls that I made. And I got lucky to get through it. Because when you're desperate to cash flow, you make stupid decisions. And sometimes you become an opportunist and you omit certain things. And guess what? That shores up later.
Oh, yeah.
When the carrier sees that your production is not profitable because the risk that you're admitting is higher than the premium given.
Yeah.
That's going to create a topsy-turvy situation
Yeah.
where you lose your distribution power.
Well, in all reality, so we can maybe simplify it a little bit, insurance is based on statistics. So what is the statistical probability of someone getting in a car accident? What is the probability of their house burning down? And they look at all the risk factors involved in those things in order to come up with a number.
Right.
Right? So if you're omitting the fact that they have, a dog or something that's really risky.
I got one.
Yeah, give me one example.
Well, here's one for California.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people do this, and it's bad for them, not just for the broker, but for the consumer.
For the client, yeah.
You have a teenager that lives in Los Angeles, but you, the father and mother, you live in Irvine, California.
Right.
Well, the Irvine, California zip code is a much lower zip
Not
zip
as risky.
code. The risk is very low because it's a planned community. Statistically, they have lower crime for whatever reason. But LA, on the other hand, is a different zip code risk profile.
Right, so they charge more.
So you're omitting certain truths. Right? Which is an opportunistic thing. But the problem is if there's a bad enough loss, let's say that the child, rear ends somebody and the person is highly injured.
Or God forbid they die.
The carrier can deny that claim. So your assets are not protected.
Yeah, because you lied.
Because the person omitted something.
Yeah.
You can commit a lie or omit a lie. They're both lying.
True.
Right? There's the lying is a lot of people don't commit lies to be optimistic. But a lot of people omit truth. So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So
well, and there's not a lot of people educating on this, and that's part of the problem as well, is that people think that the insurance companies, they have all this money, it's not a big deal, but in all reality, it's a cascade effect. So one person does it, tells his brother, his friend, his whoever.
It's misinformation.
And then what happens is all of that fraud accumulates and affects everyone.
Absolutely.
And that's what's been happening.
Yes.
Is that all this litigation and all this stuff, especially in California and some other states, that's been happening has severely affected the insurance industry. And so that's why education is really important, and that we make sure that as we go and franchise, that we do this right.
We teach our franchisees how to write business clean.
Right.
Because your reputation is everything.
Exactly.
And the insurance companies don't give out appointments for that reason.
Yeah.
So you might say, Kash, I'll just go open my own agency. You have my blessings. Go for it. I did it. I recommend it if you want to. But if you're one that you don't want to reinvent the wheel and spend 20 years, then that's what a Fadaie franchise is all about.
Yeah.
So 1/3 of your commitment goes into the protection of the carrier appetite and learning how to place business properly. There are non-standard companies you can place that with a higher premium, right? And you have to be mature enough to walk that client. If they say, well, I'm not going to pay that, it's fine.
Yeah.
You have to be earnest in your approach, and you're signaling that you write clean business, and you're going to now draw in the right clients too.
Well, and then you can sleep at night knowing that your clients will be covered because you did
the
job right.
Also, your retention is higher.
Yeah.
Your premiums are better. Your commissions are better.
Yeah.
The second sort of commitment is to the policyholder. We talked about it already. So there's three commitments. One to the carrier we talked about. Second one is to the policyholder.
Yeah.
You are the one that's the professional professing risk management.
Yeah.
So if you don't tell them that, this setup is wrong, the onus is on us as a franchisee to inform clients of the truth. So that's the second commitment. The third commitment is to your franchisor, to the agency, that you're writing this business properly, because all the other 1,000 franchisees stand to either win or lose based on how you write that business. Because again, our commissions go up when we write clean and plenty of business. That's how the insurance companies incentivize producers.
Definitely, yeah.
Right? So
it's a numbers game, law of large numbers.
Law of large numbers and the loss ratio.
Yes.
Right? You want to be somewhere below 50%. That signals to the insurance company that Fadaie outfit, they're stable, they know how to write business, they're not desperate, they are true risk managers. We like them, let's incentivize them, let's give them the signal, keep going, give us more. And that's how we all win, and that's why
I say it's a team thing.
It's a community business.
Because it's a lot of businesses are more like competitive, we're selling the same thing and we're competing against each other. Insurance is not that way. Insurance is much more consultative, more, I akin it to something like a lawyer, because it's a profession in which you're mitigating risk for someone. And so if they put millions of dollars into a family business and spent 30 years doing it, and you're insuring that asset and you're doing it well, when God forbid something happens, you're the hero.
Right.
And so that's where it's important that everybody understands that at the end of the day, that's what our job is.
But just to digress, like a law firm, if you bought a law firm, it's inferior to buying to becoming a Fadaie franchise. You know why?
The income?
Well, the law firm, the law firm stays with the lawyer. There's no residual income.
Oh, I see.
It's a transactional business again.
Right.
You have to take another case.
Right.
You don't take a case and then it pays you next 6 months, 12 months. I just want to highlight that again.
True.
Because
Different.
it's very different. This Fadaie franchise opportunity, which is part of the insurance industry, is such an incredible opportunity.
Definitely.
If you're looking to really build financial wealth and do something meaningful to serve others and grow on a consciousness level, Fadaie franchise is ready. It's here. It's ready. Go ahead and call me. Book a call with me. Because this is my spiritual practice, I'm available. This is what I do. I'm available. I'm not incognito. Let's explore some more topics. Now, this is the long form of our podcast.
Yeah.
You can always come in here and learn more about us. It's going to be an ongoing weekly thing every Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we'll be launching that. And we're looking forward to more conversations. This was a great conversation, don't you think?
Yeah, it was definitely a very full conversation with a lot of different topics. I love it.
Right. And that's sort of a characteristic of Fadaie.
Yes.
Right? I mean, it's more in depth, right? And so, I had a lot of good time, and you'll be joining me again on this podcast, and we appreciate you dropping in, everybody who's listening. And we'll talk to you very soon. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.